I'm going to start here with the Irish Times, and the front of the Irish Times sports section is City take giant step towards title with win at Old Trafford. That's basically the main story in all of the papers today. Blue Machine stutters a little bit, motors on, and then even Mary Hannigan watching the TV stuff last night. Night turns out blue in Manchester and in Liverpool. United fans caught somewhere between the devil and deep blue sea and a rocket. I don't think Man United fans, they wanted to win the game, right? Like, is it really the worst thing of all time if Liverpool win the league? Is it that much worse than Man City winning another league and becoming the dominant team? Like, you know.
Absolutely, I don't get it. You know, of course, there's the whole thing of we Manchester United fans and Liverpool fans for years, going back to when you're in first and second class and you start following teams and the banter of slagging. It's really hardcore between United and Liverpool because the predominant teams in the country of our generation were United and Liverpool. Before that, you'd Leeds and all these other teams, but it was United and Liverpool. But I saw Rory Story's sketch last night. So he goes into the Jacks after he had Liverpool top one. Your man was a United fan and absolutely slating your man, like, you know. But yeah, absolutely, they would get, like, there would be a level of frustration there. But at 100%, I'm with you. I want to win that game against my rivals.
You're missing the point.
Yeah.
Man City are like, this new evil empire, and they will crush you for the next decade.
Liverpool are up the road a small bit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they haven't won one in 20 years. Like, you know, it's...
Yeah.
I'd let them have one before I'd let my City rivals have one. The Irish Daily Star, again, copped that. A little go at Liverpool, looking like City are in pole position now with 3 games to go. Another small one there on John Delaney that FIFA are looking to seek FAI answers. And yeah, Roy Keane also saying that Pogba is a big problem, but that wouldn't be strange for Roy to say that.
So nearly there is the headline pun of the day from the Sun. Pep's men have one hand on the title silverware. There's a second one for you. And State of You. FIFA has asked the FAI for clarification on possible state interference in the running of the association, because obviously that's a big no-no from FIFA's perspective. They're the only ones who are allowed to run and interfere in the running of any football federation. Ireland boss Mick McCarthy would rather the FAI were off the front pages, but insists the administrative crisis has had no impact on him. He's obviously out doing a bit of media yesterday.
Yeah, the Irish Independent next. City's silver bullet. So again, talking about Bernardo Silva and his big goal early on last night. Again, you've the FAI and McCarthy at the bottom. You also have here in the Gaelic Games, Shefflin, talk of succeeding, Cody disrespectful. Yeah, Henry will have that job in time, but I think Brian Cody should be allowed to retire whenever he wants and whenever he's finished, and the people of Kilkenny should be rolling out the red carpet from every time he goes in, because what he's done over the length of time that he's been in the job is literally incredible. Yeah,
and Shefflin's playing this perfectly. He's like, absolutely not, no way would I ever. Everybody else can say it. And that's how that works.
That's what happens when you win a club All Ireland and it's your first year of management, and you're the king anyway.
Yeah, so it's like he's very deft at handling all that kind of stuff. So
he's brilliant.
It's perfect. I'm going to do these ones really quickly. City's silver lining is the back of the Herald, and the back of the Daily Mail is silverware, obviously the Bernardo Silva one, and then Philip Quinn has that story as well. FIFA demand answers over FAI debacle.
Yeah, the Times is one hand on the trophy again, mainly, and a small bit up here on the Leinster trio that are up for European Player of the Year.
Now, the front of the Racing Post this morning is Johnson, I'll be going all out for a 5th title. So Richard Johnson, who's enjoying his 2nd most prolific season and has the 200 winner mark firmly in sight, had words of warning for any pretenders to his champion jockey's crown yesterday when outlining his hunger and desire for a 5th title next term. So that's next year's jockey's title in England that they're writing about in the Racing Post this morning.
And the Daily Mirror Sport, I think might get you for a pun of the day. Beautiful. City strike twice to sink United, turn the heat on Klopp. And another small bit in here about Van Dijk looks set to beat Sterling to the Player of the Year gong. So them individual awards are up this time of year.
Yeah, we'll talk about them a little bit later on as well. And then one last story so obviously this is the Telegraph, the look of champions, the same picture of Bernardo Silva, but it's the bit underneath. Farah and Gabriel Selassie war over alleged assault, blackmail claim and stolen watch. This is mental stuff. So Mo Farah was doing a press conference yesterday, I think in connection with the London Marathon.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere launched this attack on Haile Gebrselassie. So Haile Gebrselassie, one of the greatest runners of all time, an Ethiopian superstar.
Legend.
And it emerged that Mo Farah had been staying in a hotel in Ethiopia, which is owned by Haile Gebrselassie. Sir Mo is over there in Ethiopia training at altitude ahead of the London Marathon. And while he's there's a break-in to his hotel room, and a bunch of money, quite a lot of money, like it could be 5,000 or 6,000 euros in total, is stolen. He has dollars, he has pund sterling, he has euros, and he has dirar, which is the Ethiopian currency, and he's 2 mobile phones.
He's well travelled.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you always need a burner just in case, or whatever. Who knows? Who knows what international athletes,
Dealings you could be doing.
superstars need a burner mobile phone for? But he was without sin. Anyway, so he writes to Haile Gebrselassie saying, "Here, sort this out. My money got stolen in your hotel." Radio silence from Gebrselassie. Another message from Mo Farah to Haile Gebrselassie going, "Here, listen, I'm going to do a press conference and I won't be responsible for what I say about your reputation or personality. Signed, Sir Mo." He signs his text, Sir Mo, to Haile Gebrselassie. He signs his text, Sir Mo. And Haile Gebrselassie is like, just blanks this until Mo Farah yesterday at the press conference shows the Guardian the text message, which is like a bit of a stupid move by Sir Mo. And Haile Gebrselassie shouts back with this like, "Hang on a second here, buddy. The stuff that was going on in my hotel, you left an outstanding bill. I had to step in to sort out a fight that you were having. Your entourage basically trashed the place." And it's like, wow, the beef is real. "I want to inform you that I'm disappointed you've not made any effort to find my stolen money," wrote Sir Mo in his text. "And especially my watch." Oh yeah, sorry, his wife had given him a Rolex. And obviously that's irreplaceable because his wife can't give him another Rolex. "I have tried to contact you by telephone several times. Know that I am not responsible for what I say during the press conference in London and what influence it will have on your personality and your business. Greetings, Sir Mo."
Oh, Jesus. I don't know what to say about it. First of all, whatever about the Rolex watch, I'm sure Mo is in charge of a few bob when you're Sir Mo and you have a few Olympic medals. So yeah, look, it's tough, but people lose stuff all the time. But the money, what's the money? $2,000?
It was a bunch of different, maybe a bit more than two and a half grand. Sorry, yeah,
$2,500.
The watch is probably worth more.
The watch is probably worth more, but I'm sure if Mr. Mo sent an email to Rolex,
I mean,
Sir Mo, I'd give you a shout out if you send me up a watch.
He probably hasn't travel insurance.
Probably has insurance, I would say.
You think that
for a Rolex?
Yeah.
I know if I had a Rolex on, there'd be all types of insurance claims taken out in it, or insurance policies taken out in it, I mean.
Yeah. There were multiple reports of disgraceful conduct, said Gebrselassie, which was not expected from a person of his high calibre and his entourage during his stay by the hotel staff. Gebrselassie went on to claim, "Farah was reported to the police for attacking a married athlete in the gym, but due to my mediation role, the criminal charge was able to be dropped." So it turns out there's two sides to this story, and Mo Farah has poked the beast.
Yeah, he has. The Guardian, just again, all about, and just another, all about Man City's big win against United, and another small one, just and Neves leads way for Wolves as Arsenal's top 4 hopes are dealt another blow. So Arsenal, when Chelsea looked like to give them pole position again with a bad 2-2 draw at Burnley, Arsenal go away and lose 3-1 to a good Wolves side, and Liverpool have Wolves last game of the season.
Oh yeah,
that could be a bit of a, because I know City have Burnley and away.
Burnley have just got their 40 points off, so they'll be on the beach.
Yeah. They might want to spoil a title pack if someone. It's when you've got the best show in town coming, everybody raises their game.
Maybe. Even if they'll
try.
Over.
They'll try, yeah.
There's a couple of other stories that we wanted to pick out today. So Kieran Whelan, I think in the Herald today, is saying that he's fairly confident that Roy O'Carroll will return for Dublin. Now, Kieran Whelan is well connected in Dublin GAA circles. It's like whenever there has been an issue in recent years, you want to go and read what Kieran Whelan has to say to kind of get a sense of what Dublin GAA believes to be true.
Yeah.
So, unless this is just a flyer at this stage of the season and it's keeping, I don't know if it's a distraction or what, but like if he's saying it, you would think there's something to it.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't get why. It doesn't make sense to me if you were going for a 5 in a row and one of the players that has been on your team for a long number of years and left due to commitments to go away, that's now back. That's 29. That was an all-star and an excellent player. You'd be kind of going,
who fits a precise need that your team currently has.
Yeah, and again, and we talked about this earlier on, it fits a precise need because it's the only flaw that people can even attempt to find in this Dublin team is this little bit of a full-back. But, you know, I think there's a few fellas in there would fancy filling the full-back jersey for this Dublin team and think they could win the All-Ireland. But he's probably the best of them, Rory, and you know, he's away for 3 years, as we said a few weeks ago. He's a full-back, who cares? You know, it's not like he's to get his touch back. He's going to be pulling and dragging and baiting fellas for balls, so he'll be just fine if he comes back in. But I would say Kieran Whelan has got that pretty good advice.
Yeah, he also doesn't think that there's much chance that Diarmuid Conley is going to make a return, which, again, you know, we've talked about this, that there's been various stages during the league where they just needed a bit of a spark. They needed something. They needed somebody to grasp the game, to do something. And they have a team who grind you down through patterns and through consistency. And they don't currently have somebody who will just come and do something magical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's again, for us, as an outsider looking in, it just makes perfect sense, but we just don't know what the dynamic is, and if the dynamic is toxic, it's probably not going to happen. If people can put stuff aside and get buy-in from a guy from now till the end of the season, you know, he'd be some weapon to have in a bid, as I said, in a bid for history, 5 in a row. But as a part of Jim kind of going, we've won it the last few years without these guys. And we're going to go win the 5 in a row without these guys because they're that good and they can do that.
Yeah.
But it's if you lose a semi-final or a final by a point, that's when
you will never recover from the what ifs.
You've only one chance. You've only one chance. The closest I can get to what Dublin are going through now is going for the 3 in a row against Tyrone in 2008. Everything going well, playing really good football, running to Tyrone in their beards in 2008, and you're walking off the pitch after losing by 2 points, kind of going, okay, it's a long way to get back here. And it's a lot longer to get back for that 4 in a row tilt, or 5 in a row tilt. So, from that bit of experience, I would be trying to say, if you've one chance to do it, go do it, and worry about all the smaller stuff afterwards.
Yeah. So one other thing I just wanted to bring up: Johnny Wilkinson's been doing a bit of press. Land Rover had this gig up in the top of the Alps, some snow rugby thing, and he's kicking drop goals, and he's talking about how he really enjoys kicking the ball now because that's part of it, reminds him of being alive, and he's talking very zen. I think Johnny Wilkinson had a bit of a personal journey into Buddhism over the last decade or so, and has emerged the other side as somebody who's much calmer with life. But he talks about the emptiness that he felt after winning the Rugby World Cup in 2003 and the pressure he put himself under because he wanted everything to be perfect. And that was the environment he came into as a 17, 18-year-old, playing with the best rugby team in the world, and then suddenly being the one who was responsible for guiding them through everything. He talks about being empty. I remember Conor Deegan talking about winning the All-Ireland with Down, and in the immediate aftermath of the game he kind of looked up to the top of the stand and went, "Is that it? Is that it?" There wasn't this kind of overwhelming outpouring of emotion that you might have just expected. Mm-hmm. And people take winning very differently in different ways. You know, it's like you never know what's going on inside someone's head in the aftermath of something like this.
Yeah, you don't. And if that's going through somebody's head, that's after winning something. Can you imagine what the losing team is feeling? And but yeah, like when you win something that big. And you kind of come back to earth on the Wednesday or Thursday when you kind of get your head out of the fog a small bit and you finish going around to the few schools in the town or whatever, and you know there is a kind of a few days there going, Jesus, that was good, but you know I've got to get, you know, I suppose the athlete or the person in you kind of goes, we got to go do that again. You know, that's just the way it is, and you're always chasing that. And I was trying to explain that to the basketball team this year, like, you know, we're after winning something amazing and the way we won it was amazing. Like, please understand me when I tell you this, enjoy it, because I've been on the other side more often than not. And, you know, you really do have to enjoy the wins because they're I kind of say that about the early part of my career, because when I came in, we were just winning, and it was, and then when we lost in 2008, we came back and won in 2009. So my first 5 or 6 years, it was 6 finals, 4 wins. And I don't say I took it for granted, but I just came in expecting that to be the norm. Probably like a lot of the Dublin players now, that these guys that have come in and all they've known is All-Ireland finals and all they've known is winning, and probably being caught by Donegal in 2014, and they would say in their heads that they'd already have the 5 in a row done. So it's that chasing that is what got me up in the morning. I'm sure it gets a lot of these fellas up in the morning. And I think when you win in All Ireland, especially, there's so much history to it, and there's a crowd doing it every year. But maybe Johnny, with something like a World Cup that England had never won before, maybe that did leave a big void in his life, and maybe he had to go down the kind of that road to kind of, as you said, just get back to enjoying everyday life and not chasing that huge, pressure goal of being the man that brings the World Cup back to England.
Yeah, I think the intensity was definitely something that he wasn't prepared for, and I'm not sure that anybody ever really prepares people for it. One last thing, Real Madrid have apparently offered Eden Hazard 400 grand a week netto after tax to join them in the summer. It's a lot of cash. Hard to say no.
Yeah, again, but how much is enough? Do you know what I mean? What's Eden Hazard worth right now?
That's nearly so the euro pound rate isn't what it used to be, but if the tax rate
it's huge.
It must be 50%. He must be paying at the marginal rate. That's 50%. That's 800 grand sterling a week. It's nearly $1 million a week.
Yeah, $1 million a week is mad.
Yeah, it is. It is mad.
It's silly. It's silly, but look, we're seeing it in the NBA, we're seeing it in the American football. Everybody's splashing. Recession's over.
Yeah,
400 grand a week. We're okay out in Madrid
for this week. Yeah. All right, that's it for your papers.